Good afternoon. My name is Basil Jacob, and today I shall be giving my case study for digital forensics, which is the Sony Sambandh case. So, this case had taken place in Noida, which is situated in Uttar Pradesh, during 2002 May, roughly. So, coming to the background of this case. So, as per the reports, this was the first ever cybercrime conviction to have been made in 2002. Now, the company itself, was well known to have been running a website which is sony.sambandh.com. And through this website, what they allowed NRIs to send their Sony products to their friends and relatives in India after they had completed their payment online. So, how did this case come into the picture? When the company had finally launched a report about someone's uh, credit card being misused and a false payment which was being made unknowingly. So, these are some of the evidences which had been taken during the case. So, on May 2002, it had been noticed that somebody had logged onto the website under the identity of Barabara Camper and had ordered a Sony television set and a cordless headphone. All the payment procedures went smoothly. It all passed completely, and the item was delivered successfully to the receiver, who's Arif Azim. In this case, is the guilty. So photographs had been taken by the company showing that the delivery had been accepted by Arif Azim successfully, and this is just a formality from the every companies for security purposes. So after some time, maybe after 1.5 months, the bank had reported, the credit card officials had reported saying that a false transaction had been made after the real owner had claimed that no such payment had been made from their account, and they, without them unknowingly, somebody had misused their account. So what the CBI finally, what they decided to go move into the case in depth to, as a part of the evidence, the CBI had managed to recover the color television and cordless telephone at the end of the case. After the guilty had confessed to the crime he had committed. So, how did the investigation progress? After the complaint had been launched to the CBIs at the Central Board of Investigation, a case was filed under Section 418, 419, and 420 of the Indian Penal Code. A thorough checkup was made by the CBIs after contacting the owner, who claimed that no purchase was made by them. So what they decided to do is that they took the record of the past calls which was made by that owner. The owner in this case is the foreign person who whose account had been misused by Arif Azim, who did the false pay misused the account, and who was the one who did the cybercrime. And the owner was also made to go through a proper questioning. Like, the CBIs had asked them if they had made any references about their bank details or something regarding their credit card numbers in any time soon. So the owner had provided their details, and the CBI decided to move in that way, that path. So the details of the receiver were noted, and the credit card credentials, the person's password, everything was noted down by the CBI. And on the website, a thorough checkup was conducted to see if there were, in the past 1.5 months and before, how many people have been using this website for one time purpose, and who does not have a valid name or anything unofficial about the person, like if it looks like a fraudulent account. So a thorough checkup was made, and the person's credit card credentials, their number, were traced, and they were found to match with this person who had made this purchase under the name Barabara, because these details were already stored in the database earlier in the company's website. So they managed to match the credit card details with the purchase which was made by this person's, the whatever number had been given by this person. And after proper interrogation, it had been confirmed and concluded that Arif had been working at a call center in Noida, and he had managed to access the credit card number of an American national which he had misused on the company's side. So, how did they decide to conclude the case? So, the court convicted Arif under the sections 418, 419, and 420, as I mentioned earlier, of the Indian Penal Code. And the court had, however, felt that the accused was a very young person of 24 years, and this was the first ever crime to have been committed. I repeat, a first crime in 2002. It was one of the first cyber crimes committed. So they decided to give a lenient view. They thought that a lenient punishment must be taken, and the court released the accused on probation for 1 year. So, being the first conviction in a cybercrime matter, it had shown that the Indian Penal Code can be effectively applied to certain categories of cybercrimes which are not covered under Information Technology Act 2000. Thank you. I shall be uploading the link to the video along with the PPT after this. Thank you.